BSBCRT511. So there's two parts to this assessment. There's the case study, which has scenarios, and your workplace observation. This looks like a lot of words, and it can be a little bit daunting. There is 4 parts to it. So you're going to assess the individual team critical and creative thinking skills. Then you're going to establish an environment that supports critical and creative thinking, facilitate opportunities for application of critical and creative thinking, and then improve the critical and creative thinking practices. So there is a lot of little tasks in that, but that's the main parts of what we'll be doing in this assessment. So just take it one by one. So the case study, we're looking at Bounce Fitness, and you're the centre manager. There's 2 teams of fitness trainers that directly report to you. So we have Team A and Team B, and 2 members are in each team. And as the manager, you're in charge of overseeing the branch's performance, including the performance of all the employees. So Team A handle the one-on-one classes, and Team B handle the different classes that they offer, and there's about 10 to 25 clients in each team. So you're going to help your employees' performance, help them improve, and see how well each knows their tasks. And based on your findings, you're then going to organise learning opportunities to help them to be able to perform better as trainers. So a little bit of research in this part. So task 1.1, you're going to be assessed on your practical knowledge. So the models of critical and creative thinking, the concepts of critical and creative thinking, approaches, and the practical skills in researching and finding information online and offline. So the first step is you're going to research information. Then you're going to complete the critical and creative thinking research form, which talks about the models. You're going to have at least 1 model of critical thinking, 1 model of creative thinking. You're going to define what they mean according to each model that you've identified, and in your own words, you're going to explain how it can be applied to the workplace setting, so how it can be applied to the Bounce Fitness scenario. And then you're going to have a look at the concepts. So 2 critical thinking concepts, 2 creative thinking concepts. You're going to define each one, tell us what it means, and at least 1 characteristic of each one that you've identified. And in your own words, you're going to explain how it can be applied in the workplace setting, which again is the Bounce Fitness scenario. And then we're going to have a look at the approaches. So how are you going to, 2 different approaches for critical, 2 different approaches for creative thinking, and again, explain how it can be applied in that workplace scenario. And your source log, so at least 3 sources that you use to research the tasks, and you can either list them in there, just so we know where you found that information. And this is where that is all filled out. So just follow the form with your name. The organisation is Bounce Fitness and the date you're completing the task. And there's your critical thinking model with the definition and the application in the work setting. So how is it applied to the scenario? Is your concept, define the concept, the characteristics, and how it's applied. So when you see it in the table form, sometimes it's a bit less overwhelming than looking at the whole written task of what you need to do. And again, the same thing for creative thinking. The characteristics and the approaches, and then source log. Now in part 3, task 1.2, we're going to develop some questions about the team knowledge. So this is with the critical thinking. We like to ask lots of questions to find out more information. So you have the fitness trainer task guides here that you can use, and you need to fill in the question log in the template provided. So the questions must ask about how, what, why, when and where. When a pre-screening test done, what can be tracked using the records, and complete the question log. And for each question log, develop questions for each team to answer as a group. So at least 5 questions about their tasks, and a benchmark answer is basically the standard answer that you want. Okay, and then develop at least one set of questions for at least one individual team member to answer. So you've got your group questions and then your individual questions. And then you're going to leave the columns in the template blank, because that will be completed at a later date. And then so submit the 2 partially completed. And then next up we're going to be meeting with the teams to address their knowledge gaps. And this will be a video recording. So Team A and Team B, and then at least one member from each team. So you've got your character brief for Team A and Team B. So that will help you give you an idea on who these people are. And another link here, critical thinking, problem solving. So we're going to move through, and you'll need at least 4 volunteers to undertake the role of Team A and Team B. And each team must have 2 members. So make sure they know who they are and what their role is to participate. So have 2 separate meetings with each team. So one meeting with all the members and one meeting with a selected individual from each team. And then we're going to conduct the meetings for each team. So ask them the questions you developed. That's from the question log. If the team answers the questions correctly, tick the box, answer correctly in the column. If not, leave it blank. And then put some columns in, some comments in the where it's got the comment section. So that's just anything you sort of identify while you're talking to them. And then the second one is a meeting with fitness trainer from each team, and during the meeting you've got to ask them the individual question logs. Make sure your camera's on. So the meeting with all members present for each team, and then the individual members. So submit your 2 completed question logs, 1 for each team, and keep a copy for the next one as well. And there's your submission declaration. So once you break it down and just do it step by step, it takes a little bit of the overwhelm out of this one.